Welcome, we'll be watching Strange But True this week. It's a Michael Aspel television programme from about 1993. James, tell us what's in this episode.
Well, Strange But True focuses on the strange and paranormal unexplained events. This episode is about time slipping, so slipping back in time, slipping into a different time period.
Sounds really plausible, James.
Yeah.
I think we should hand this over to Michael Aspel to give us a really good explanation.
Yeah, Michael Aspel. I trust him to sell me old antiques.
I think I really need life insurance from Sun Life.
But first, have you ever checked your watch and found you've lost a whole chunk of time?
No.
Or tried to find a place you remembered only to discover it doesn't exist?
Yes!
Well, tonight we have a story of three families who were convinced that for a few hours they travelled back in time.
Sounds plausible.
Paranormal investigators.
There's only two families in this
call
video.
it time slip. Reports of time slip are rare, but it has a well-established pedigree. The first book on the subject was written over 80 years ago. It does sound unlikely.
I think the title was Alzheimer's, a terrible disease.
The alternatives, then whatever remains must be the truth. However,
that is not the quote.
In 1993, Alf and Eileen Roberts were on holiday in Devon. It was 7:30 and they were heading back to their hotel when they got lost.
After a pub lunch,
and found themselves in
3
a village
pints
they didn't
each.
recognize.
Yeah.
We were on our way back
They were
to
lost.
Dunster.
They were
Found
lost.
ourselves lost.
Old people getting lost in the
Stopped by the
countryside.
green at the top of the village to decide which way to go.
Got the map the wrong way around.
The green was this huge wooden sign, varnished, highly polished, saying the best kept wall for the
He
best
doesn't
kept
even know
village
what
or
the
something.
sign says.
Yeah,
He
he-
hesitates here.
He is not a reliable witness.
Best kept wall, best
I couldn't
kept
believe
village.
my eyes. It
What?
was so brilliant. The tubs of flowers and window boxes.
It's like that's the
everything.
best
Just-
take
Yeah.
they
just
could
one
get from him.
colour.
They were so
Blatant.
distracted by the shiny flowers.
Alf and Eileen eventually found their way out of the village back to their hotel in Dunster.
Ooh.
They hadn't planned to visit Bampton, but they were so impressed by the flower display that they decided to return the next day to take some photos.
So they went to a different village by accident because they couldn't find the one that we were the day before.
Yeah, they thought they were in Bampton.
As we
So they went,
looked
let's
through
get
the
back to
village.
Bampton.
Everything had gone.
Do you see how they changed the filter on the camera as well? They make this look horrendous and miserable.
They were in for another shock.
Everything was
Sign
gone. The
The
roads
flower
were
bed had
different,
gone,
the
it
shops
just
were in the
gone.
wrong
The
place.
name of the village had
All the
changed.
tubs and the flower pots and the hanging
It's
baskets.
just,
everything
it was a
was
different
gone.
place.
Yeah.
Completely different time.
Been to a village, the same village, but another time.
Unsettled by their return visit, the couple remembered other strange
Or more like a
things.
different village, a different place.
On arriving in the village the first time, dropped a cigarette on.
Oh, he's smoking. He's not doing himself any favors for like reliability here.
He's smoking, he looks back on the map and he goes, Bampton, it's not burnt, because I'm on a different page of the map.
3 pints, smoking
And during
cigarettes in
their
his car,
journey,
burning
time
his map.
appeared to
This guy
stand
is
still.
not.
Oh yeah, time appears to stop because when you're driving through a village which has 100 metres or 250 metres of a road, it does take less than a minute to
Yeah.
drive through at 30 miles an hour.
Exactly.
If we hadn't been in the village.
It just
You
seemed
hadn't
so
been in that
different.
village before.
We're
The same village, but
debunking
in a
these
different
senile,
time,
nice
completely.
couple who are both
It
dead
sounds
now.
unlikely,
They are so not
and
alive
yet it
anymore.
turns out the best
This is
kept village
1993.
In 1976 was Bampton.
Ooh.
Equally strange.
Actually, I take it all back. I'm actually convinced now.
Sounds plausible.
Sounds plausible.
These are friendly friends.
Friendos, as you call friends.
Friendos!
They set out to drive through France in the late summer of 1979.
Okay,
It was their first
79.
experience of life on
Going
the
to
other side
rural
of the
France.
Channel.
That was like going
And it was
back
to
in time.
prove An unforgettable.
It was for them. It's their first time abroad.
Yeah. Everything's unfamiliar. They don't speak the language.
It's-
Everything's exotic. They're off their head on creme caramels and Nutella.
They're eating BN biscuits.
Yeah.
We've been travelling from about 10 o'clock in the morning.
They've never had coffee before. They're like, what is this shit? Come on.
They're like, we had Nescafe Gold Blend. This is all- Also, the car is a G registration. That's another car from 1979.
Place. A very old world place it was.
Maybe that's the time machine.
Maybe that is the time machine. A Ford. I think that's a Granada.
Right.
Oh, isn't this great?
It's not a very good car.
Opposed to a DeLorean. This is the English version of the DeLorean.
peux vous aider? Avez-vous de...
I'm a very poor actor, and I have not worked in 9 months.
The last thing I was in hello. It's like they can't speak the language,
Yeah.
so
Vous voulez quelque
this is
chose?
this is just a case of misunderstandings.
Yeah.
Really.
Mangez, mangez, mangez.
Manger.
Yes.
Mangez, mangez.
They're all just randomly saying manger over and over again at
Yeah.
this point.
It was not a very large dining room. There was about half a dozen or 7 tables.
7 tables
With a little
is
white
quite a
cloth.
large restaurant.
Yes,
to be honest.
exactly.
It's not a big restaurant. It's not a small restaurant.
Yeah, it was an average-sized restaurant, but that's not startling enough or paranormal enough for this program.
There's
The bed
only
was very tall,
100 tables.
with a furry cover on it. And when we
They have
pulled it
giant
back,
sausage pillows. It was so weird.
with a sheet
French
cover
linen in
and
the
a very
1970s
calico
was completely
type.
different to ours.
Yeah.
Because it's a different country, they're
Yeah.
different linen.
Close the window.
But it would be like going to rural England as well. It's not particularly developed. It's
See, you're not going to believe this. There's no glass in the window.
There's no glass in the windows.
yeah,
Can you believe in rural France in 1979 in a very cheap hotel?
Yeah.
with no
Yeah.
glass in the
Glass in the windows
windows.
at all. All you do was 2 shutters. You pulled in from the outside. That
where have they been on holidays before? They've been to Blackpool. They've been to maybe Brighton or wherever.
Yeah.
Oh, cutlery like this.
They're like, oh, look at this strange old cutlery that's antiques that's in this restaurant.
I've never tasted anything like it before.
I've never tasted any beer like this
Go to
before.
waste now, could I?
Even there, the production crew's making a bit of an insinuation on his consumption of cheap French
All part
beer.
and parcel of the holiday,
Yeah.
quite funny.
We did enjoy the food though, didn't we?
Yeah, we did, it was
Really
lovely.
good.
And we were so hungry.
Sam, come in, Pauline, love.
Oh, I love you, Pauline.
Yeah.
Don't tell the husband we're alone together.
Sam at last.
We're going to Cap Day.
The gorgeous girls are here.
We'll stab him in the neck like we did on that film VHS. Ooh, they're taking pictures. Do you think these are going to come out? I certainly hope so. Because it will prove definitive proof that they were there
Yeah.
and not just senile and making it up.
While we were at breakfast, these 2 gendarmes came in.
They probably would have been gendarmes. Gendarmes are federal police. They're probably municipal police.
Yeah, and so they're unfamiliar with these like local police in their uniform. So
Yeah.
they jump to the conclusion of time slip.
They could be just wearing formal uniforms.
Yeah.
While
Like
we
a
were
funeral
having
or something's
breakfast,
happened.
a woman came in with a mauve dress on. She looked as though she'd been to a dance, very old-fashioned type.
Could be an old-fashioned revival
Yeah.
dance.
People dealing with exoticism and the stress of travel
She looked very...
and nostalgia and
Yeah.
somehow compounding all these issues and naming it time travel.
Like, we must have gone back in time. They can't have
You take the bags out.
had a reason for them.
Yeah, time travel. It's not time travel, it's just travel. It's just regular travel.
Oh yeah, and this is where he draws up the bill
Pardon.
and he asks to go to the motorway. Like, where's the motorway? Because he can't speak the language. They're just like, it's up to the left. But he just goes, oh, they must have done that.
Simple linguistic misunderstanding. Like
And that equals in the before time.
They had no idea what an altar it was. From my opinion,
And then the stinger is the
they
money.
had a clue, so we thought that was
Yeah,
rather funny.
it's coming out.
Monsieur, l'addition s'il vous plaît.
Oh, l'addition, s'il vous plaît.
Petit déjeuner, oui, et pour 4 personnes, non? Alors ça fait 2, 4, 9, 19.
He's adding it all
You'll
together.
never believe this. It was only 19 francs.
For your breakfast, you didn't pay the rest of
Yes,
the bill.
you have scarpered in your Ford Granada, you cheapskate,
We went.
and blame time travel.
And not paying the rest of the bill.
Some
They
poor
stayed at the
farmer.
hotel. They decided to stay there again on the way.
Okay,
to
so on the way back, and if you notice here, the guy that scamped on the bill is the guy driving, and they mysteriously can't find the hotel. He's
Yeah.
too embarrassed to say to the rest of them,
Yeah.
I just haven't got enough money on me to pay the bill,
Yeah.
guys.
This happens every time. People get lost all the time.
Backwards and forwards 4 times and we couldn't find it.
You don't assume
I'm positive it was
time
here.
travel.
Come on, let's
I'm sure it was here in this field, because
Yeah.
that looks
We gave
exactly
up
the
after
same.
about 4 manoeuvres up and down the road.
The next one cost us 247 francs.
How did they find these people? How did they convince them to go on TV and do this?
And how does he
The next
remember it was
surprise came back in
247
England when the
francs?
two couples had their photos developed.
I just don't understand it, Jeff.
They paid them
Those
in
photos
eclairs
were
and
taken
tea
over
and
come
spending
out.
time with them.
Here, take a look. They were the last shots before we went to Spain.
He doesn't seem impressed. He's not interested. He's like, these are all...
So I don't care, Pauline, be quiet.
It's the 70s, we're all smoking pot in a French farmhouse.
Oh, hi, Pauline. We
Oh, hi,
got our holiday
Pauline.
photos back.
I love telephones and wallpaper.
Could you check something for me?
I love you. Bye. Also the film.
You definitely took those photos, didn't you?
I love my husband in
I
fake
knew I'd
beard.
taken a photograph and I'd seen Len
And a
take
real
2
beard.
photographs.
I see Len take 2 photographs and
I knew
I
I
take
should have
photographs, which
it
is
on the raw
6
film that
photographs
developed. It
in
wasn't
my
there.
maths.
You'll never guess. Strangest thing.
Is it quite disingenuous about this bit?
Yeah.
Because they don't, like, did the photos appear blank?
Yeah.
Did they appear like they...
This is when like the lies really begin to snowball,
It was as though
and
we
you
hadn't
just
taken
speculate.
them at all.
Yeah,
So it's a
they're
bit of
like-
crack, like you know, chatting around the fire, and then everyone adds their own.
Yeah, they're making it look like a...
The shock of the missing photographs.
So are they
spurred
missing? They're
business
not
to
on the
carry out
film?
their
Are they
own
not
research.
developed? Are they
They
totally
discovered
blank?
the gendarme's uniform.
Research. What are they
Dress
doing in
worn by
research?
the
One
women,
person has an
dated
encyclopedia, and
from
they
the
look at
1900s.
vague random pictures
It's
of
almost as if
French
the two
dress in the
couples had
19th
travelled
century,
back
and
in
then
time.
jump to more.
And then there's
But
like this
why did
sort
no
of
one
weird
comment on
shot
their
of
car?
a
And how did
timer,
they
like
pay
an
the
egg
bill with
timer.
modern money?
With the modern currency, he accepted it.
Yeah,
And
debunking
that
it.
was it. I mean, it's always puzzled me.
Maybe it's at
Strangely enough,
190
bed,
euros
breakfast
and the
and
guy's
evening
like, it's
meal
only
would have
19
cost just
euros.
Yeah.
19 francs at the turn of the century.
Maybe
no
we're being
sauce
too
on
harsh on
this.
this. This program is really aimed at this kind of people, so kind of.
There's no sauce on this 19 francs. Is there anything they said there's no sauces on?
We went into a time lapse. We went back in time.
Cynthia and Len and Pauline and Jeff did return to France a few years ago to search for the rustic hotel.
This is a
where they'd
production
seen
crew
two
just kind of
policemen
pushing Michael to
enter
wrap it
their
up.
uniform.
It's like, we've come across too
Yeah,
many
but
problems
it-
with this story, Michael. Please help us.
The key point in this bit is that they return to the place and they think they return to the same place. and
It's
the
all
trees are
speculation,
taller.
yeah.
None of the locals could remember if it had ever been the hotel. But they did say the building next door had once been the village
Strange,
police
but
station
strange.
around the turn of the
Completely
century.
different building.
So basically this is a decent kind of story for old people to tell on a Sunday night around the fire, but time slipping does not exist. Getting lost in cars does exist.
I think the general rules, if you think you are time slipping, just remember this. You're not time slipping, you're lost and confused.
Or falling asleep.
Or stupid.
We're going to see you next time.
See you next time!